Welcome, students. Today, during this class, we will study about Newton's first law of motion. And before Newton's first law of motion, the topics we have covered in this chapter during previous classes, that was dynamics, force, inertia, and momentum. We have discussed in detail. Hope you people have done assignments of that topic and you revised it. Now, please. There are three Newton's famous laws of motion, and we are starting with the first one, Newton's first law of motion. Now, what is the Newton's first law of motion? These are steps to follow in case you are going to study you have to understand the law. First of all, we start with the statement, and in some of the cases, we go for the explanation, then we come up for the mathematics, and then explanation, and then we will discuss about the examples. Now, what is the statement? A body continues its state of rest or motion until an external force acts upon it. The body will remain in state of uniform motion until and unless any force acts on it. There were different types of the examples previously discussed. A book on the table remain on the table until unless you apply a force on the book. A stone, a block along the road will remain at its own place unless and until anyone else applies the force on the block or the disc. So these are some of the examples, and these are connected with Newton's first law of motion. So this is the statement of Newton's first law of motion. So what's mathematically? Mathematically, it is F is an if. What's the possibility? It means no F force is acting. Then number two is the velocity is constant. Number three is that the acceleration of the body must be kept constant. Newton's first law of motion. These are examples of the ball. An object at rest remains at rest, and an object in motion remains in motion with the same speed and direction. If if you have applied a force on a football, this football must be moving, and it will not stop unless and until the forces tries to stop the ball, moving ball. What are the forces that are air friction, that are the weight, gravity? These are different numbers of forces which are trying to stop. That is another question. But basically, what should be the end of after application of the force? The ball must be moving. So, what's the explanation? This law has two parts. In the first part, if we place a book on a table, it continues its state of rest forever if someone does not pick it up. So this is one portion of if a body is at rest, it will remain at rest unless and until anyone else picks it up or applies the force on it. The second portion is second part. If we roll a ball on a flat floor, it continues its motion forever, but after some time the ball is stopped. If we observe carefully, the speed of the ball decreasing continuously. It means that forces are acted on the ball or the body, which is friction force and air resistance and gravitational force. Basically, if you hit a wall, anyone asks you, according to Newton's first law of motion, explain why it stops. So your answer will be this is the second portion of the body is moving. According to Newton's first law of motion, it must be moving. But why it stops? Because there are a number of forces acting on this moving ball, which are acting in opposite direction as well. When you apply action, there is also a reaction. Uh, and that forces are forces of friction, air resistance, and gravitational force. These forces are trying to stop the ball, so that's why it stops. So first, Newton's first law of motion is also Newton's first law of motion is also called law of inertia. How this law deals with the inertial property of a matter, so it is known as law of inertia. Newton's first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Sometimes it is asked why Newton's first law of motion is called law of inertia. The answer for that question is the property of matter, so it is also known as law of inertia. Examples are passengers standing in a bus. I have already discussed during my last class, previous class. Fall forward when the brakes are applied because upper part of the body tends to continue motion, lower part of the body come to rest in contact with the bus, hence they fall forward. Why they fall forward? Because you consider you divide your body in two portions, upper portion and lower portion. When the sudden brakes are applied, before application of the brake, you have to understand, both you and bus are in motion. But the sudden brakes are applied with the in the bus, your lower portion of the body becomes in rest with the rest of the bus. Upper portion of your body was in motion. Due to inertia, wants to be in motion. So that's why you fall forward. And what about if the bus suddenly starts moving? You and bus both are at rest before motion. And when it starts moving, you were standing inside bus, your lower portion of the body, legs attached with the connected with the bus, in becomes motion with the bus, but the upper portion of the body was at rest. Due to inertia, wants to be at rest. So that's why your body falls backward during the time when the bus suddenly starts moving. So these are different examples. Motion, motion of a train, when you will fall forward, when you will fall backward. This is the same concept. When it will start moving, what will happen? You will fall backward because the lower portion becomes in motion with the motion of the bus or the train. Upper portion was at rest, wants to be at rest. The second one is when it, brakes are applied, you fall forward. Why? Because your lower portion of the body becomes rest. The rest of the train, upper portion of your body was moving due to inertia, wants to in motion, and so that's why your body falls forward. So another example which is again repeated, that is before shaking, both tree and fruit are at rest. When you start shaking the tree becomes in motion. Fruit was at rest due to inertia, wants to be at rest. So that's why fruit falls down. This is another example. Why passenger fall back when bus starts? I have already explained. Why cyclist falls forward when brakes are applied uh, on front wheel? Simple, because uh, due to inertia, his lower portion of the body becomes rest with the rest of the cycle. Upper portion was in motion, wants to be in motion, so that's why you fall forward. And what's the use of seat belt while driving car? Due to inertia, when sudden brakes are applied, the lower portion of the body becomes with the rest with the rest of the car. Upper portion of your body wants to be in motion due to inertia, so that's why you use belt to stop the motion of your upper portion to strike against the windscreen. So these are some of most important applications of inertia. So with this, our class ends. Hope you people have enjoyed and you have understood. So I'm repeating the previous, starting from the previous one. First law of motion, this is the statement. So this is the mathematical explanation. And then explanation, two parts. First part, at rest. Second part, motion. Law of inertia, we have discussed in detail with the help of examples. And hope you people have understood. Thank you very much for your patience.